Greetings, everyone. Rev.Hawksblood here, hanging out in the clouds. I'm calling from the big island of Hawaii. Now, I got a lot to say, whether you want to listen to the truth or not, that's your choice. It's my truth, it's what I've proved to myself, what I have proven over my lifetime. And I want to get into this really hardcore. If you're a UFO person, you believe in UFOs, want to believe in UFOs, trying to find out what you would assume is real or not, all right, there's a lot of UFO conventions going on around the world, around the United States on a monthly basis now. There's a lot of money being made within it. A lot of speakers get paid lots of money to speak at them as well. If you watch Ancient Aliens, those people get paid $20,000 to do a 2-hour lecture at these conferences. All right. Do you want to listen to these people that are on TV? They don't say anything different when you go to see them. They're talking about ideas, what they kind of translate from other people's ideas and what they are dealing with themselves as far as what they read. All right. Their actual proof, their actual experiences, how many have any? And if they do, then you need to listen to their experience because the experiences are so outrageously crazy. Now, I want to start this way. Aliens are real. There's multiple races coming here and dealing with the United States and Russia, China, and different countries. They have a mission. They have an agenda. The good and bad don't come in a ship. It's what their government allows to put in a ship to send here. And if you think they would take the homeless, like if we put a ship up in space, do we take the homeless people? Do we take the people from the projects? Do we dig around and find people to put on a ship? No, we get people, train them, program them to put up in that ship to do what they're told to do when they get there. So now we have they're promoting, trying to get people to work for NASA, trying to get into a job, flying in a rocket and stuff right now. So if you're young and you want to do it, they're asking for people to volunteer for training. And if you pass it, you might get into it. So outside of that, in the UFO world, there's so many stories at different levels of awareness or none at all. If we talk about people with awareness, well, understand what that means, the same as what spiritual means. And where do we fit aliens into that? Well, agendas, like China has an agenda, United States has an agenda, aliens have an agenda. Each race has their own agenda. Does that relate to spiritualism? 99% of the time, no. So, okay, let's go beyond that. I don't know what that black spot was. Somebody's downloading something, and it's not me. But, all right, here's where we're going to go. If we go to a conference, there's probably anywhere from 25 to 50 speakers. And they all got a story. None of the stories are exactly the same. None of them are even close. Well, I work with this alien, I work with that alien, they're doing this, they're doing that. This is what they're here for, this is what we're going to teach us. All those stories. What I always say, which is the most important thing, try to fit it into reality. Make it work in your realm, in your life, in your experience. If they say aliens are going to come and help us, are you going to sit and wait for their aliens to come and help us? I've been involved with this since I was 6 years old. Not that I wanted to. I was brought into it, and a lot of different reasons and main reasons why it became part of my life. But I also started my spiritual quest when I was that young as well. So I had two separate missions in my personal life to achieve, to work through, and deal with. I learned so much about the alien races and what they hear, what they do, and all those kind of things all along the way. I was involved with ghosts and spirits and demons and possession and doing exorcisms. I got involved with all of it. How many of these people out there can say they even know anything about any other subject other than what they read? I experienced all the things I talk about. I spent half of my life dealing with being out of the body, learning about the psychic abilities when I was younger. I don't want to get into those things because they're all important. They're all at a different state of an awareness. And the biggest thing that's the biggest lie and twisted truth that you're being fed right now, if you go to any of these UFO conferences, is we're in third or fourth dimension. We're going to go into fifth and sixth dimension, and we won't need our bodies. They're talking about dying. When you die, you let go of this body. If you stay in this body, you have a body. You can step out of it and in it, but you're not going to leave it for a long period of time. You can't. Now, if you want to trace it back to the Egyptians and what they were trying to do, immortalize the body so they can come back into it, they never did, never could. Everything they did was wrong. So whatever God, they used the word God, we translated it to God, but it was deities at that time. They were following and worshiping. If it wasn't a deity, it was an alien. But most aliens don't have superpowers. I mean, compared to what we would assume if you're a god. I mean, transporting from one place to another, or going through walls and things like that, disappearing for a short period of time. We all can do that. But that's not making you God. It's not making you super spiritual. As a matter of fact, it's not even touching the word spiritual. Now, if you know what the psychic abilities are, there's 32 of them. If you go online and type psychic abilities, it'll come up with like 150. But they give everything from throwing bones on the ground to coffee grinds as being a psychic ability, if you know how to read coffee grinds. But the interim is abilities that are real. Levitation, teleportation, things like that. Remote viewing. If you can do that, you're at one step ahead of the average person on this planet. And they say, we're all equal. No, we're not. What are we equal about? We breathe air and eat. We don't eat the same things. We all breathe different amounts of air. We breathe differently. We talk differently. We sound differently. So what are we the same? The way we think about women, men? No. The way we respect our children? No. So what are you the same as all these being the same as everybody? Everybody's twisted and perverted in this realm. And that's why we're all here. This is hell. If you don't like the word, sorry. It gets better. It doesn't get worse when you start traveling into the higher realms of God. Nobody really talked about that. Levels, like the Egyptians show these levels. They're talking about the levels that the soul, that you go through in this body into the astral plane. They're not showing going beyond the astral plane because it's not the same. When you get into the astral plane, everything in reality that you perceive as truth is not there no more, and it's all different. What you do and what happens is different. So let's take that a giant step. All right. Aliens are not spiritual. Oh, yes, they are. Why? Because they have a spaceship that travels faster than ours? People want to believe there's help coming. All right. I mean, you watch the average movie. Some have good endings, some have bad endings. They like to tease people, bother people, interrupt the way people think. Disney was great for killing off the mother, the father, and things like that. And when you watch these zombie movies, and I mean, the first one of them, they killed the main star at the end. So, it's twisting what we want to think and believe, or how we expect things to end or go. But is that the way life is? Kind of. We can't make life go the way we want it to go. We don't know when we're going to die, how we're going to die. Some people do. You can sometimes work it out, but the time is never exact. I mean, I didn't expect to live here this many years. I'm 67. I didn't want to live past 40. I didn't want to live past 50. I didn't want to live past 60. So now we can't decide that. But for me, I had 5 death experiences. How many people could talk about that even? How many people are lucky if they have one? Lucky. I say lucky. Because when you experience death, you understand a lot more about God. and who you are, not who everybody else is, not what everybody else wants you to believe, but what you really are. No alien can teach you that. No psychic healer can teach you that. Only you can teach yourself that. All right. Hold on. I just want to see if I can get back in my chat room. I can't see it. Oh, I don't want to hide that. All right. Anybody out there, if you come in with questions, if you're watching this when it's not live, which it's live right now, text me at that address on the bottom. I'll answer questions. I'll do a show on a topic if you have a really good topic. So now let's get back to all these people brainwashing, programming you, telling you this, that, and the other thing. Science is no better. Science doesn't deal with anything spiritual or the true works of spirit or God. They can work with this physical reality, and that's it. Going into a dimension and stuff like what quantum physics actually is, Tesla invented it, and what it actually pertains to, I mean, in this reality. But people still want to say he's an alien, he came from another. These people are delusional. There were 7 people pretty famous that claimed to be from Venus. One of them actually supposedly went to the White House because he had powers, and he stayed there for 2 years. Another one taught spiritualism half of her life, still teaching. She was in a coma, almost died, but she's still out there cutting down on her classes and what she does. But bringing truth, everybody is pushing a word, love. All right, love is a word, just like compassion, peace, and all those words. They're just words. To think we're ever going to be in world peace, not for a really long time, not in any time in your children's future even. So love, what is love? Do people know what love is? Men, love equals, I'd say 50 to 60% equals sex. All right, another 25% equals slavery. All right, meaning how much they can make their wife do. And then the last percentage is how much they can truly connect with that person, which isn't much, because how many relationships, it's about 60, 70%, do not stay together. Oh, I met them, they were my soulmate, and they break up 5 years later. So guess what? You're delusional about the idea of a soulmate, that you had it even, the idea that you're going to find one. In this physical reality, we have programs that we have to. I don't know what that is. I'm working on it. I'm ready to give up my show because of that. So what I want to say, I want to teach or put out a class on spiritual awareness, protection, and the things you need to know before you leave this planet. And you need to know something. Going to school, any school on this planet right now, is teaching you absolutely nothing important. Oh, this psychic spiritual master teacher said, be good, be loving, be compassionate. Don't become part of this reality. Watch it. Well, if you're living in a dream, stay in your dream, and then you're going to die in your dream. But sadly, you're going to come back and be in the same dream next time, starting all over without any awareness. In this time frame, we have children becoming a little more aware as they start growing. But what happens with that, when you take parents that are ignorant, that have no clue to what soul is, what spirit is, what death is, what God is, or any of those words, what do they teach their child? Believe in Santa Claus, Superman, Batman, God, Jesus. The things that these poor little children are programmed to believe get taken away. So why are they supposed to believe anything else you teach them? Who is the sick person that said, we've got to lie to our children? Lying doesn't cure anything. Doesn't make things better. The truth hurts a lot of times. The truth hurts most of the time. But it is the truth. You're going to die. That's the truth. You might live 60, 70, 80, 90. You're going to live 120? Probably not. Make it to the maximum 125? No. So where do we go? Go up into the mountains and drink yogurt and you'll live forever? Or get these injections or take some pills that are going to make you live forever? See, if you have a clue about a real God, you have to understand that its ability to move beyond the limitations of trillions of beings and races. It just doesn't deal with planet Earth. It deals with all the other races as well. But it's allowing us in hell to work at the levels that we can attain. Only a few souls attain a level to get out of this reality, meaning going past the astral plane. Now, aliens are not more superior spiritually than us. Their ego is bigger than ours. Their power is a little bit better than ours. It's a little more honed. And they can do things and make us believe they're better, but they can't prove that they're God. Ask them who made them. Ask any being, any entity who made them. If you ever worked with a deity, which are real, just as real as aliens are, and they're not the same. All the ignorant people, Christians say one thing and UFO people say the other. Jesus was an alien. Christians say aliens are demons. So they both can't look at the truth. They're just like we are, beings with different forms, different bodies, but we have a soul. That soul, what we are, is really important because the human race has the most advanced soul. Well, realize aliens have lived thousands and hundreds of thousands of years ago, and they're still here in this reality. Why? Because they didn't grow spiritually aware. Spaceships, time travel, traveling through areas and dimensions. So what? Until you break that and let go of the body, you don't even need to travel no more. You just are wherever you could be and want to be. Within a second, I could be in the highest universe, dimension, reality, in the higher realms of God. But once you get up there, you don't want to come back here. There is no reason to. Oh, my children are there. They're alone. Well, you're going to come back as what? And you're going to take care of them? You couldn't take care of them the first time. What makes you think you're going to have, oh, I want my second chance? Now, most of you people listen to these UFO people. Listen to the stories. Listen to what they say. They might have parts of truth because no matter, take a story and you exaggerate it enough, it's going to pull in something of the truth. The world's going to be destroyed. But when and how? Noah's Ark. Well, that wasn't real. They could prove it's real. Sodom and Gomorrah. They proved that really happened. All right, when you go back to Moses and what he was doing, they proved all those things happened. But science has to give it a scientific reason for happening. Well, science is evil. Oh, no. What do they help us do as far as spiritually becoming aware? Nothing. They tell us when millions of birds die, oh, it was lightning, it was thunder, it was fireworks. When thousands and thousands of herds of elk die, oh, they ate some poisoned food. You know, I drove across the United States, and one of the states had the government was trying to figure out why they're dying. And they said, well, they had to classify it as mad cow disease. How do wild elk and wild deer die of mad cow disease? The scenarios they push on people and tell them, well, this is how it happened. Linda Moulton Howe, who I totally disagree with everything she says. I challenged her 3 times on Coast to Coast, and twice they cut me off. One time I got to challenge her in a better way and put what she said down real fast. About why these elk die, her original suggestion was they go up to the volcano and they drink the fluid there and it kills them, and it kills all the males. No, not at all. It was all across the United States, and it was male and females that were dying. So you can break apart these stories of these people. All you want to hear about Area 51, okay, and then Roswell. One UFO incident. There was 3 ships that crashed, and the only ones they can talk about is one of them. Why is that? I'm not going to go into that. But the truth is out there, and it's cut up, mixed up, and shoved into every other thing to make it be better. How? So that somebody hears it and they think they know the truth now, the whole truth. When a witness comes out and attacks another witness, I like to attack people, not in a way that challenge them on their truth. If you have truth, you can stand to challenge me. Go right ahead. If you don't, you're going to lose no matter what you say. Because I deal with God, I deal with Jesus, I deal with the truth. I deal with life, birth, death, period. Deepak Chopra, Eckhart Tolle do not. Why is that? Ask Eckhart Tolle what death is. Oh, my mother and father died. Really? Is that what death is about? Ask Deepak Chopra. Now, that's Hinduism of Buddhism. And his way of looking at life is present in the moment, which they both kind of agree with. And who do they teach? Somebody like Oprah. Oprah believes what they say. Sorry, I've been trying to get in touch with Oprah for 24, 25 years. She's afraid to get back to me. Don't know why. She's afraid of the truth. She could change the world tomorrow if she was an aware being. She says she's karmaless. She has no ego. And she's still one of the richest women on the planet. And what is she doing with all that money? Where is it? You know, money laying somewhere doesn't help anybody. Imagine you were a multi-billionaire. Well, I'm going to build 100 schools or centers for homeless children. It's only going to touch a part of your money, but it's going to help reality. And just think, well, I'm going to donate another. Well, Tom, the one that just canceled his way for presidency Saturday, I got his badge and his flyers. He said he was going to give back half of his money before he dies. Give back, not. So to me, that was a great statement. Whether he was going to do it or not, I still want to talk to him because I want to know if he even knows what's really going on the planet, what's causing the weather change. Nobody in government talks about it. You can't even get him to suggest or even talk about chemtrails. Michael Murphy, who was one of the first people going out public because he was here in Hawaii, who talked about it, went around the world talking to people in different countries. Not one person would speak about it. And that should be a little scary. Why can't they say, well, that's not real? Well, I wrote letters to Congress. I got a letter back saying, oh, chemtrails. No, I said chemtrails. And I wrote it back. Oh, you needed to speak to this department of the government. Oh, because he couldn't figure out the difference between chemtrails and chemtrails? One of the Congress people? People in Congress, challenge any one of them. 5 words. What the HAARP system is. HAARP system. What is it? Ask them. Ask them what chemtrails really are. Ask them what fracking is. How does it work and what does it really do? Ask them what a geothermal plant does, how it works, what it does. Ask these people anything about what's really going on. Now, I work with scientists. I work with a lot of different kind of people all along the way. You know, when they had antifreeze and said it was the cause of the ozone layer being destroyed, so they reinvented, guess what? A new form of it? Here's something I'll tell you that you do not know. Tesla was working with DuPont. I guess you didn't know that. The biggest UFO story, the most dangerous thing that ever happened because of Tesla, where he was, and partially what he was doing. What DuPont was really working on, there's an underground city base, whatever it is. I couldn't get inside it. We tried a lot of different ways to get inside it. But it's up in Wanacue, New Jersey. It's surrounded by fences that have signs on it, just like Area 51, This says if you get caught here, you will be shot. Not like this is danger, keep out. No, it says you will be shot, not anything else. Well, the reason why I could talk about it, I went in there with Sergeant 18 and I, and we went in there 4 days a week for 6 hours, filming every kind of creature, entity, and things that exist that people don't believe exist. We brought people there. I mean, it was hard because the police patrol that area, and now it's really like you can't even get there now, but we snuck in and walked through there and filmed and shot pictures. We shot 1,000 pictures a night. And we would get some strange stuff as well. But we were lecturing in 96, 7, 8, 9. But people weren't ready for the truth then, and they're still not ready for the real truth. They want to know that UFOs are real. I'm telling you, UFOs are real. So did that help you? No. I want the government to say. If the Pope came out and said UFOs are real, would it matter? No. Farrakhan talks about UFOs. I guess a lot of black people believe it because Farrakhan said so. So, the Pope says we're going to have to make a different thing for our religion so that when aliens come here, we can teach them Christianity. Delusional, but that's what he said. We're playing this game where people think they know what aliens are, and they think they're like us. No, they're not. Most alien races have no feelings or emotions. You think they care what you think, how you feel when they take you and abduct you and do things to you? Here's something that might stimulate you. Reptilians have sex with humans. Don't believe me? That's your choice. Get abducted by a reptilian race, you'll find out. Greys do not have sex with people. They take ovaries, they take semen and all that kind of stuff, but they're not doing it for sexual reasons. They're a dying race, and they're trying to survive. And they might. I have a person on my show, usually every Tuesday, who's been being abducted, who actually was with the Greys and up on their ships and communicates to the children and all that. Incredible story, but she's pretty sickly right now. We didn't get to do a show Tuesday. We do it every Tuesday. Email me. If you're interested in any truth, anything real, text me. I put out my first 2 books that are about spiritualism, not about aliens. My 3rd book's about combination, a little of both. I put out a PDF file on how to see a UFO field manual. Anybody that wants it, text me and I will send you an email with it. If you like it, send me $1. But it'll make you see a UFO in a short period of time if that's what you really want. The truth is out there. It's above you all the time. Just open your eyes, you'll see it. But we have a problem. These speakers going out there telling us the good aliens are going to come and help us when we're ready. When we're ready for what? To stop killing each other? Stop poisoning the planet, destroying the planet, making more toys to play with that are weapons and dangerous? What do they call? And how many people have to say, well, we're ready for you now? Really? Well, they weren't ready when the movie came out. I guess it was an alien invasion. But it's in New Jersey. And they actually said the aliens were walking up the Hudson River. Well, about 50 people committed suicide while they heard that. It was a Halloween prank done on Halloween. And they said the only time we're going to tell you that this is a broadcast that's not real was in the very beginning. But the rest of it was really live because they went to Princeton, New Jersey. Oh, we're here at Princeton. There's a glowing ball. Ah, they scream and yell. And it just build on the fear of what was happening, even though it was a story. All right. But seniors and people started worrying that, oh, they're really coming. And when they got to the Hudson River, which was right near where I lived, it was now a sphere. Now they're going to come stamping up the way up to where we are. Well, there were different kind of aliens. There weren't the aliens that were like the Greys or the reptilians, but it was done. H.G. Wells did it. The War of the Worlds. I had it on an album. I actually recreated it in my basement, had all my friends over. was playing it on there, and they all were listening. I had to cut it because it has Stardust and songs like that. I had to put music that's present. So I had two record players, one playing the album, one playing the music that I had to add to it. I slipped once. I had somebody else in the other room changing the songs, and he put the old song on. Oh, this is an old radio. It picks up a lot of the old stations, and a lot of the children believe that too. But to the way I finished it, my friend would go out back of my house up to the roof. He took a flute and he went, wah, 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 and we took balls and we soaked them with lighter fluid and tied it to a string, and we threw it, and it had this trail streaking across the sky. All the kids went running home. All the parents were staring out the doors and everything for an hour or two. I had the whole block believing that we were being invaded. I mean, it's easy to create a scenario that people will believe. And now with technology, take all the magicians on America's Got Talent. What they can do nowadays is mind-boggling. I can't keep up with. I was a magician for 30 years. I knew how everything was done in those time frames, but with technology that they use now, people actually implant their skin, put implants in their ears, and things like that, which is mind-boggling. But to do a magic trick to make people believe it, Houdini was one of the greatest magicians that ever lived. He wasn't a spiritual being. He didn't really do those things. Chris Angel does incredible things, and I don't want to just close all the tricks, but people believe he's an alien or a super dimensional being. He's not. He's a human, just as well as Jesus was. Psychic abilities are limited to this planet now. Jesus was one of the few people in history that had 32 psychic abilities, and he used most of them. He didn't use all of them. Moses used some of them. Moses lost his mantle, spiritual hierarchy, space, whatever you want to call it, because of what he did. 10 Commandments are laws. If you can't live by them, you can't live by any other laws. The spiritual laws are a little bit harder to live with, but if you know what they are, you can't go against them. But people don't want to hear that. Oh, there's no law. I don't have to do anything. Yeah, you have to die, have to reincarnate. If you don't clean off your karma, you will reincarnate. Oh, well, the aliens are going to heal you, and they're going to make me live forever. Why would you want to live in hell forever? Because you have no awareness. Awareness is a very important word. How aware are you? Are you aware of anything? Do you know what happens after your body dies? Do you care? Do you care what you're really going to be doing after your body dies? Oh, you're not going to be sitting in front of a table with your family, sitting around toasting and having tea and cookies or whatever. Get real. They will have karma. They will have to pay it off. And 99% of them, well, maybe not 99, but I'd say 95% of them have to reincarnate. It means come back here and start all over without any awareness, going through life, thinking that everything's important that they're going through. Every experience you have in this lifetime isn't the most important experiences you're going to have. I'm talking about kicking somebody, getting into a fight, having a car accident, falling off a roof. They're not helping you spiritually. Not making you become aware. All right. Aware of what? Aware of who you are. What that is. Outside of the body. Which is critically important. But we each move into this space of thinking we know who we are. And that's one with spirit, one with the universe, and one with God. And I say to people that say they're in that space, what do you think it would be if you were one with God? What do you think God thinks about? What do you think God would do in your situation? Not stay in hell. That would be the first step. But assuming you think you're one with the universe, what's the universe think? What do you think it cares about? We all become one part of the universe? And what's that mean? Nothing. You're a part of nothingness. And that should be scary. The bliss state, which is the first step, stepping into the dimensional realms out of the physical body, you could stay there for a long period of time, or you can go through it. It's your choice. I mean, it's a great thing to go into for a short period of time, but not a long period of time, because then you do lose your self, who you are. You know, I had a teacher, he always said to me, this isn't about you. And I always try to figure out what he meant by that. It's not about you as the mind and ego, but it's you as soul. And he didn't understand that part of it, because the soul is important to God when it is aware of what it is and what it can do. But the limited programming and limited abilities that are allowed to us we have now is so far from what it used to be in Atlantis. All right. Psychic abilities. Imagine one psychic ability and you had it 100%. All right, we'll take being able to see the future. Even if you could see the future for 1 minute, just 1 minute, you can change reality, you can change your world, you can change everything. Well, how's that possible? Because you can just go to any casino, go to any wheel, take all the money out of the casino, go to the next casino, take all their money, go to the next one, take all their money. And guess what? You can create whatever you want now. Now you got all the money to do whatever you want. You could buy yourself into wherever you want to go, buy yourself a city, and then you start changing reality. Oh, there's a plane going to crash right now, and you stop it. You call up and say, okay, this is going to crash right now. Just 1 minute before it happens. If I have two friends that both predicted 9/11, one predicted it in detail when it was going to happen and what was going to happen. Trade Center, UN, Pentagon, I mean the whole thing, sorry, not the UN. But he didn't go there the day it was going to happen. If you get, see, people talk about things, well, you're psychic and you get these abilities. You wouldn't have them, you don't have anything unless it's for a reason. A male has a certain body part, a female has a certain body part for a reason, not to change it. I mean, that goes against a lot of what people want. We want a lot of things. I want wings. Can I have them sewed on and stop flying around? Probably in the near future you will be. Because as of last year, they are allowing cloning of aliens, humans and animals. What parts are they going to clone of which to what? Whatever they want. I mean, put in a brain. I mean, a dolphin has the same size brain as we do. But they could put a brain of a dolphin in a human, and it would be very much the same. The person would be able to do all psychic abilities because it uses the other parts of the brain that humans do not. There's so many things that are going to happen. But imagine trying to put wings on a person. Who knows what technology is doing? Once they started cloning, how many years ago, a body part on a mouse? I mean, and pigs, and well, these things are going to be useless if you're cloning body parts. I'm going to clone a heart, but once I take the heart out of that creature, it's going to die. But see, life is not going to be important, and that's why aliens are programming us to be the way we are. Oh, they're here to help us. No, they're not. Never was. After Atlantis went down, we became mass killers, rapists, murderers. We ate every creature that moves on this planet. Very destructive to everything we touch. Everything we make is useless, really. It doesn't help us move forward at any level. You know, pyramids lasted a long time. Caves last a long time. Houses fall apart, break apart, keep breaking down. You live in a cave, it's not going to break down. I mean, technology moving forward, we're not using the things that are here in a good way. Trees, they come and go through the ice age and things like that. But we have to be realizing that now Trump said he's going to plant trees around the world. Oh, and that's going to change the weather? Well, you're going to have to stop the bonfires in California and every other place in Australia where that will destroy the weather for the next 3 years. You think anybody talks about stuff like that? Why not? Because that cloud goes up into the ozone and puts a layer over the ozone layer. And then it stops the sun from going through it, the radiation also, but it stops a lot of different things and changes the weather. And it will change. Next year, I promise to be the worst weather we ever had. And the year after that will be the worst. And imagine what else we're doing, destroying the planet, will make it 10 times more worse. The Antarctica had the warmest day ever in history. 64 degrees, 65 degrees. So, where are we going to go with these UFO people? I would say go nowhere with them. They're storytellers. They're telling you things over and over. You think everybody needs to hear about Roswell? Well, I never heard of a UFO. I don't even know what a UFO is. Well, Roswell, we shot one down and it was an alien. So you're preaching to the children in the UFO world. And do they really need to hear the same old garbage over and over? How about why aliens are really here? How about what they're really doing? How about what the government's really doing with them? Not that you're going to get it from the government. They can't come out and tell what they're doing. That would be a horrible thing for people to really know what went down. And it's not like something you really want to hear. But as we move forward in our life, hopefully we're looking for truth. Not your truth, not mine. I say the real truth, which comes from God. But how do you know it comes from God? Well, look at the planet. Look at the condition we're in. Does anything look spiritual? Oh, the church looks pretty. That's just like the clothes you wear. Does the clothes you wear make you spiritual? Well, I wear robes. I wear collars. I wear this. I wear that. Does it make you spiritual? Ask yourself, who appoints the Pope, the Dalai Lama, the minister, the rabbi? Who appoints them? God? If not, why not? Because they're not of God. Sorry to say that. Muhammad got his teachings from an angel. What he said, he called the angel Gabriel. How's he know that? If you ever get a chance, you want to find out about religion, study one. Study the Quran. Study what it really says. Listen to what Gabriel said, supposedly. The 32 Psalms, phrases, whatever you want to call them, contradict each other. The same as if God was talking, God doesn't have to lie. And in the story of Adam and Eve, God has to lie. Why would God lie to some little being that he just made? You know, and then the wording gets all kinds of twisted, but just read it. And you'll see that there's a flaw in just about everything, meaning how it relates to the truth. Jesus was killed. Now, we've got people saying, well, he was given an injection and he went into sleep and then they moved him. No, they didn't. The Shroud of Turin is probably the most important thing on the planet. And not because Jesus was God, but what really happened to Jesus' body. So, you know, how far do you want to go with the truth? Probably not far. You're happy with what you got. You're happy with what your parents told you. You're happy with what Joe Schmo told you in a lecture. But is it going to help you? Are you ready for the truth? I'm dealing with the truth of this show. I don't know how many more times I'm going to use it or do it on this site. I'm looking for another site to do it on. There's a lot of too much aggravation. I don't know where the problem's coming from. My computer, hopefully not. My internet, I doubt it. But it's there. And I'm paying for this. I'm paying to do this for people. I'm not asking them to pay me money. I don't ask for donations for this show. You can't ask donations for the truth. I'm going to tell you the truth, but give me $1 million and then I'll give you the real truth. You listen to these lectures, or when you get an email, oh, you want to know the truth about how to live longer? And you got to listen to this hour presentation before they tell you what they're going to try to sell you. You know, if you're going to tell me something, tell me the truth. If I need a story about it, I'll ask you for a story. But you know, these stories are just the same. Somebody else saying this and somebody else saying that. Now, we have people, I'm not going to say his name, stares at people. Bah! I mean, he just stares at people. Doesn't say a word. Doesn't move. And people all over the world go to see him now. And some people say, oh, I got a healing. Oh, people heal themselves. That's how you get a healing. Other people can't do it. Nobody's Jesus. Oh, I'm a psychic healer. You're a brainwashed, programmed person thinking you can push your thoughts on somebody else. And what happens is that person's weak and they give their energy over to you and you believe that you're healing them. Nobody can do that. And if you could heal one person, you could heal the world. Heal the world. Somebody right now, get rid of the virus. Take it away. Why not? You could do things. You're claiming to be this great thing, which you're not, because you're not. A person who claims to be the top mystic on the planet. I talk about him a lot because I'm waiting to talk to him. I challenged him. He said he would talk to me. And he talks about being the greatest mystic on the planet. He can control the time, control the future. He can do this and all that. And I said, really? And I asked him a simple question. And you got to think about this because this is important. The silver cord. What is the silver cord? Shirley MacLaine did a movie Out on a Limb. And she actually talked about it in that movie. She put her life on the chopping block by exposing who and what she thinks and said she was. But she talked about it. It's real. And he's supposedly top mystic. I asked him. I said, do you know what the silver cord is? He goes, yeah. I said, are you still attached to it? He goes, yes. That's saying to me, he's a liar. Oh, well, no. The silver cord keeps you from going past the astral plane. You don't go beyond it. You can't. The silver cord only goes so far. And the reason why it does that is so you don't get stuck out of your body and lost in space. And it pulls you back. Well, if you cut that, you die. Well, I challenged the medicine woman I studied with for 26 years. I challenged her. We debated it a couple times over 2 years out of that time frame. I gave up trying. She believes that if it's cut, you die. I said, well, believe that. And all they talk about is the elders go to the green pastures. Wow, that sounds like an alternate place to be. You know, the mind's programmed with a lot of thoughts, what's beautiful, what's pretty, what's great, whatnot. But go beyond what the programming is. And I said this just the last show I did, but I just mention again. When we talk about colors here, there's 4 primary colors. 4. Imagine having 32 primary colors. Well, you can't imagine it because you're not there to experience it. So when you multiply things and it gets greater, it changes who you are, what you know, what you think you are, and it also allows you to be what you are. I mean, those 32 psychic abilities become everyday stuff for you. And then you let go of them. Why? Because you move on and you grow. I mean, if you don't grow, it's stagnant. You stay here, it's stagnant. There's nothing great that you're going to learn tomorrow that you didn't know today. Well, I didn't know how to make concrete. I didn't know how to change a faucet. I didn't know how to flush the toilet. I mean, what are you really learning? How's the toilet work? Well, you know, a lot of people condemn Jesus as being an alien in the UFO world. people around the Christian movement say he's God. When he was alive, most of the people around him helped kill him. So take that, put it together in your mind and think about it. Why do spiritual people always get killed? People claiming to be spiritual get killed. Go through history, all the spiritual beings that came and went. Read Milarepa's story, Gandhi's story, all these stories about people that were trying to change the world and help the world. How far did they get? Oh, they started this or they started that. Christianity is started, but Jesus didn't come here to create a religion. He came here to give people the truth. There's a big difference. The truth about getting back to God, not heaven. Heaven is the astral plane. All souls go there first. Sorry, you can believe whatever you want. I put my life on that one completely. And then you move back here. And if you're really spiritually aware, you move forward. But again, what is your attention on? I mean, you could be attached to everything here, but look beyond it. Realize it's just because you're here that it means anything. You don't have a body the same when you let go of this one. You're not going to be an old person or a young person. I mean, you're not going to age. You pick an age when you get to the astral plane. 24, 36, and you stay there. You don't change ever because it's not a real solid body like it is here. But you got the choice. Always do. So do you want to believe all those people charging money, making money off of you going to listen to these stories about how good aliens are, the good ones that are coming here, or the good outweigh the bad and all those kind of things? It's the image of like the knight on a white horse in shiny armor. People still believe that's what they're waiting for. I mean, we have scenarios of what we want to happen and the way it's going to happen. Everybody's looking for their soulmate. Well, a soulmate? Soul's individual. It's not jointed. Now, another thing is, I'll try to get this in real fast. Soul changes bodies when it comes back into this world. Meaning it's a male, female, male, female. Could stay a male many lifetimes and then come back as a female. That being so, when the mind and soul even slightly communicate, those feelings come through. Why you would believe you're a girl, why you would believe you're a man and you're a girl, or a girl think you're a man. Because you're aware of that aspect. And you want to hold on to it. You can hold on to it. Good, bad, or different. It's your choice. But you'll keep reincarnating. Because soul doesn't have a genitalia. You're not male or female. So when they still call God he, or say the word he, they have no concept of a God. I mean, the Bible, Moses and his stories in man's in our image. Really? No, we're not. Think God has to pee, take a poop, brush his teeth? I mean, that's our image. And you want to put God in that image? Maybe Jesus, so Jesus wasn't God then. But, you know, we all have our level to how much we want to grow, how much we're willing to put into it, how much we're willing to put out to get to that point. Gotta let go of everything. It's nice to have things, but it could be taken away tomorrow. Then again, maybe it won't be. Maybe you'll be lucky to hold on to whatever you think you have and then still start moving forward. But money's not one of them. Lots of money will take you anywhere but to a spiritual place. Well, I just donated $20 million. I'm spiritual now. Really? Well, I hope you got something out of today. Hold on, I just see something. I didn't even see you there. Sorry. Isn't everything material? Well, in this physical reality, it is. Spirit is a definition which most people don't know what it means, the same as soul. Soul is what you are. Spirit is what connects you to all the higher realms and God and everything else. Let me just see what else. That everything's coarse in the physical reality, meaning touchable, hard, soft, but it still you can feel it and mold it, burn it, hurt it, destroy it. So on the other matter, on the other hand, is not. It's not solid. It's mobile, and it can't be cut up, burnt, twisted, any of those things. Can you stick your hand to it? Of course you can. Does it matter to that? Look at soul as a beam of light. Right, you're reflecting the light of God, and you're this light beam traveling. Now, when you put your hand to it, does it do anything to it? Can you burn the light? Can you shoot it? Can you stab it? No. I mean, if you were the flashlight, you can, and that would be the coarse body which we're in. So we make that decision. Hold on. When we talk about spirits, a lot of people call ghosts and souls of lost souls spirits. But when you talk about spirits of animals, you could still say it's a ghost. But they do have the ability to interfere and affect other people. I was involved with that when I was little as well. I was doing ghost busting at 16. All right. I was doing psychic work and all that as well. But it was never what I wanted to do. I don't feel I need to help people change that way. I mean, give them the truth, give them the doorway and to go through it, but making them go through it, trying to make them go through it, spirits and demons and all those kind of things. There's a couple good shows on TV if you want to understand that at any level. How real they all are, I'm not going to say they're all real. Kindred Spirits, I think, is one of the really good ones, but showing how evil they are. They're here. They're not leaving. They don't even want to go to the heaven, to the astral plane. They don't even know about it. And they killed somebody. They murdered people, whatever. And they're still living in that space. So yeah, they could become very bad energy around a person, which will affect the person greatly. And if you don't know how to work with it or get rid of it, it will take you out sooner or later. If it's a real bad spirit. I mean, there's good spirits that just never had a chance to move forward spiritually in this life, never had guidance, and it doesn't know what to do, how to do it, or anything. So until somebody shows them the light and allows them to cross into the next realm, they'll probably stay there. I'm not going to go into stories because I did that. It's all real. But how important is it to who? Me? Because I did it? How about the people that I helped? Well, I'm sure they're grateful. So, whatever I say or do, I live my path. I live my truth. I don't say I'm spiritual. Spiritual word means you're spiritual, and you wouldn't be in hell if you're spiritual. Think about it. Why would somebody spiritual? Oh, to save everybody. Nobody is going to save anybody. You put the truth out there, they either take it or they don't. You can't make a person spiritual the same as you can't make a person love you. You always have that choice. So with that, I hope you knew something I said. Want to get deeper into some questions, please feel free to text me, write me. I answer all my questions sooner or later. So many things lately. It's been hard to keep up, but I'm trying to get into some kind of balance here. But as long as my show keeps messing up, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might go back to YouTube. I tried getting back onto Blog Talk Radio. I did them for about a year and a half. but I probably won't do them again. So I don't know. It's up in the air. But if not, or if it is, I mean, I'll still try to do my show next Tuesday. Tune in then if you want to hear Tina and what's going on and how that's affecting her life and what's going on. But no, it's all about truth and the real truth, not somebody's truth, the real truth. Why are you here? And it's not to go to Burger King, McDonald's, or the White House. They have nothing to do with it. Many things take you away from your path, not put you on it. You think a person with an ego, and you have to have one to try to become president. You know what even a half of the population think and want? Do you have a clue what children want nowadays? So ego is the biggest part of life, controlling it and how you affect others. The more people you hurt, the more karma you create, the longer you'll stay here. It's simple. It's not complicated. Life isn't complicated. Life is hard. Because once you realize you can't beg God for money, well, then how am I going to get money? Well, does the other word work? Or do things that help make money? So take a little bit of advice. Start looking for the truth. It's there. You're not going to hear from a UFO speaker. You're going to hear great stories that'll pull you into thinking, well, I can go into great stories that really happened, that are real, that I know, that I've been in, that I watched, that I have witnesses, some of them with. So that's a little bit different than say, well, I read this and he said that. Well, he said he was Superman and flew away. And did he? So open up your heart, open up your mind, open up your eyes, and allow it to get filled with truth instead of lies. And you'll be happier. One way or another, you'll be happier. It doesn't make things easier, but you'll be happier. Things don't have to be easy to be happy. Just knowing that you're not going to die should be the most incredible thing. Then knowing you're getting closer to God should even be more. And knowing that there is a God. I know people don't believe. Buddhists don't. But we each take that step. So please, take your step today. Enjoy it. Go out and do something. Think about it. Do an exercise. Try to meditate for 10, 15 minutes on your next step, on your spiritual path. Is there one? Can you create one? With that, I'll say I'm glad you tuned in. Send this link to every person you know, and then tell them if they don't like it and want to challenge me, please. I'm open to debate anyone on the topics I talk about. So with that, probably Tuesday. I might be doing a show Sunday again. I'm not sure, but I put my links out there. If you got it this time, you'll probably get it next time. One last thing. Let me just check the last question here. You know, looking at learning is the way we perceive it in a physical reality. Being, you heard the phrase "just be." Well, just be aware is the next hardest step to take in this reality. Because when you take that step, it's not like you have to go to work. It's not like you have to do these things, change your clothes, take a shower, and then do more work. I mean, you don't have to get married. It's way beyond all that. And when you take that first giant step into awareness, these things disappear. And knowing that you're not going to be stuck in them forever or even a long period of time. When you know you're internal, 100 years is not really that long. 50 years is not that long. But till next time, thank you for coming into the chat room. Appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Please have a good day if that's what you want. Till next time, over and out. I don't know if you can see that.